All right. Hi, good afternoon. Valerie Milano here, the senior editor of the Hollywood Times and Aspiring Magazine, and I'm so happy to have our guests here at such a late notice. Saw the production last night, and we'll get into that in just a minute. But I'm going to have them introduce themselves. Thank you so much again for joining us today.
I am Linda Joe. I'm the co-producer of MUTT Musical.
And I am Marcus Terrell Smith. I am the co-producer with Linda, but I also wrote and directed this show, and the both of us both wear all the hats. So we were also costumes, scenic design, sound, lighting, all of those things. So all the hats were there. But yep.
Well, I got a press release from the press person, the publicist, and I was so excited to be back at the Barnsdall Art Park here in Hollywood, which is right across the street from me here in Los Feliz. And I was just so thoroughly impressed. I was so excited to be a part to see this production that I called out to a bunch of my friends, and they were able to buy tickets at the last minute, and they were also so impressed. So, for those that are watching, those unfamiliar, can y'all both talk about what is Mutt, a new musical comedy? What's it all about?
I will talk about it to start. Let me know if I'm freezing. I don't know. Did I freeze?
Nope.
Oh, I'm good. Okay, great. It just looks like I keep freezing back and forth. So Mutt is it's an adult dark comedy, is what we like to call it. It's about a shelter dog and his chew toy who go to Hollywood to find their forever home. Sounds very cute, but as you saw, it has fun language. It has adult situations and things that is what we like to do. We kind of equivalent it to like a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, a Thelma and Louise type story, a Rick and Morty, if you would. So it's very adult comedy. With the show, we love to do things that are big. We love spectacle. We love large casts. So we had a cast of 16 that were on the stage. In the future, when we get it where it needs to be, it's going to be something the likes of a Book of Mormon or SpongeBob, if you've seen that show. So we really want to do shows in musical theater that showcase joy. A lot of the stuff we do is a little absurd. It's a little out there. We think that's what people like to see nowadays, especially with all the things that are going on in the world today. But we also like to have shows that have really deep themes that are universal. Belonging is a big theme in this show. It's about showing that you're never where you're not needed in the sense every situation you can be there for somebody or somebody can be there for you. It's about friendship. Like Linda's one of my best friends, which is why we work so well together in this thing. So it's a synergy of sorts in that sense. So belonging, friendship. It also shines light on animal welfare. And we have a little bit of a plight going on here with our rescues and shelters are pretty much being uh, they're over capacity when it comes to things. So we're trying to just bring a lot of light to that situation as well. I'll let Linda chime in as well with that.
No, I think you did a great job recapping everything, but I just wanted to emphasize on the fact that Marcus and I really are a two-person production team. So, I mean, we're literally wearing all the hats, operations, administration, marketing, ticketing, sales, what have you. And that doesn't even include like the creative aspect, right? The rehearsals, the cast, things like that. So, and we actually put the show on in just a little under a month, but the timeline is super fast, and a lot of it attributes to that we don't have a budget, and that's really the next step is to find people who can really come and be involved and help us like get to the next level. So yeah, so I just wanted to kind of shed light on that as well.
Yes, and as we're talking, I've got a bunch of dogs barking in the background, so I hope that it doesn't pick up
It's
on this recording.
it's very fitting for our interview.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And we're right across the street from this beautiful theater of Barnsdall. So, how did you find this theater?
It's interesting. So we did a workshop of the show prior to this. So this show has had a lot of different iterations. So it started off as a virtual reading, then we did a couple of readings here in LA at the Broadwater Theater, at the Montalban Theater. We did a big pet rescue in partnership with that. So we did like LA's first musical pet adoption is what we did, and so that was a great time. Then the next we won this national contest, the National Alliance of Musical Theater. So we were like top 8 in the nation, and so we went to New York and performed it over at the New World Stages, which was awesome. We came back, so every day we're leveling up, and so we went to Arizona State University. They licensed it from us. And then we got to our workshop, which is basically just a time for us to put the show on its feet for the first time with choreography and, an actual small set pieces and things. And that was at the Fine Arts. And then we were trying to find a place that could, that had the lights, that had an actual stage, that had the audience that we needed and wings, I guess, to be able to put our props and stuff. And then coming to the Barnstall, they were just so welcoming. And I had seen a show there. I saw, what was it? Forum. Something funny happened on the way to the Forum. And I was like, this is a great space. And I was like, interesting. So basically, me and Linda are kind of guerrilla style people. So we just walked up in there and we were like, hey, we have a show. It's awesome. We just did a workshop. People love it. We think it would be great for the Fringe. And they were just great. They said, let's do it. And so we just worked out with them probably for about a month and a half. We were in conversations with them, and this is during our workshop. And then after that, we were gung ho, and we ended up at the theater.
Well, my goodness, the cast that you put together, blown away. The voices, holy, totally, wow. Talk about that.
It was this whole process has been it's great for both of us. We're getting all the experience we need in these things. So we started off, we did equity auditions at the where were we at Madeline Park, where we did auditions, and people came from all over the place to try to audition for our little show here, which is a great time. We got to see people from who were brand new to theater to people who are very experienced of all age ranges and things, and so it was about a week long process, and then we saw them and we were like, we think these are the people that will be the best for the show, and a lot of them we've worked with before, and they're part of our family, as we like to say, and me and her have produced, I think we're going on our third big show that we're trying to take to the Broadway and things. And so we've used people in the past, so they become part of our family. So maybe there's 4 or 5 people that's like, you're coming to the show, and they're like, we'll do any show you want to do. Let's go. Because they love the work. So yeah, so we had auditions, and then they were in the workshop. And yeah, pretty much, I think 14 out of the 16 are back from the workshop that we did.
So Linda and Marcus, my goodness, not just the voices, but the choreograph, it was flawless. And I know, I don't know actually, but was this the only show that y'all done with this cast here in Los Angeles?
With this cast, yeah, it's the only show that we've done. But again, we've done a lot of our other shows have been readings and things. I can let Linda talk about our past shows and stuff. With this one though, so we had some really awesome people. I'm in a fraternity, it's Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. And so in this fraternity, there are a lot of people, especially in LA, who are in entertainment. And we're a very close-knit fraternity. And so we had Chuck Maldonado. He is a world-renowned choreographer. So he's choreographed for Missy Elliott and Fergie. He was in Dreamgirls. He did all the Step It Up movies. Like he's a big name. And so I just told him, I said, hey, we're doing the show. We need some good choreography. And in our heads, we were like, people come in, they're like, we're just movers, we don't really dance that much, but I can tap a toe. And I was like, okay. So I let him know. I was like, listen, just go easy on him. We just need a little bit of movement. And he goes, okay. And then he shows us the video of what he's putting together. And we're like, um, uh, and the cast just jumped on it. And they like it blew our minds. We were like, this is crazy. So I don't know if Linda, you want to say what you saw with it, but it's like we were blown away.
No, I mean, nothing to add, just that they're phenomenal and just the dedication in the short amount of time. I think that's just always such like a fast process and that they were able to just get it down. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and again, they did it in like the workshop was 3 weeks of rehearsal, and then we put up the workshop for 3 shows. And literally, they had to learn, what was it, 19 numbers to be able to dance to, and they came in and just it was great. And so we couldn't be happier with how they executed, how fast they learned, and it just goes to show that when you hire the right people, you can get the job done.
Yeah, and our workshop was it was at the end of April. So we
Hmm.
had three sold out shows in April, which was a workshop reading, like a, elevated reading essentially, right? Um,
Hmm.
and then we had about a month, a little under a month and a half to get this Barnstall Hollywood Fringe show up and going.
Yeah.
Fast. Oh my goodness, so fast. These kids. So the age ranges of the cast. Can you talk about that?
They're all relative. I think the youngest we had was 22. So our lead, Andres, he was actually in our Arizona State production when we did it in September last year. So we brought him out for it. So I think 22 to mid 30s, I would say. It's relatively young cast, I would say. Yeah, I would say that. The majority are probably in their late 20s, I would say. So
Amazing. Did y'all have a cast party last night, or are you going to have one, or what's next with this show?
next, we had a nice gathering, I would say, with the cast.
Mini gathering, just because, yeah.
The thing is with us, our cast is family, so it's always just a fun. Hey, you want to come do this? Da, 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 and we'll just hang out. We went over to the High Tops before, and we just had like some food, chips, and drinks and things, and just really just praised them for their good work, and just were able to just let our hair down a little bit, say how much we thank them for their time and their talent and their dedication. But next for this, me and Linda know we're trying to get to the big time in a sense, not because to be in the big time, it's just a show like this deserves to be seen by everyone everywhere. And so we're looking at Broadway, we're looking at the West End, we're looking at in Korea doing some stuff too. She has a lot of amazing connections to the Korean community, as you probably heard in the opening speech, and their love for entertainment and things is great. So over the summer, we're going to be traveling a bit. So we plan on going to the UK for the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. We're going to touch some theaters over there. And of course, theaters out here would be great to see if we can have them involved, Pasadena Playhouse, all those things.
That's beautiful. I am just so happy with the message that you're sending out, especially with the rescue dogs and all that. It's timely. It's just all very
Hmm.
timely. And the Hollywood Times here, we're here to help spread that message. I want to move into a little bit of you, Marcus, and your history, and talk about of your bio a little bit.
Okay. Okay. I'm from Arizona. Tempe, Arizona is where I rep. I went to the University of Arizona. I did a BFA musical theater. I was at the program, but then I switched into linguistics. Theater since college has been literally the hugest part of my life, I would say. So I did tons of theater in Tucson. I went to New York. I was in the Actor Studio Drama School. I went there for grad school. After that, I was very happy to have gotten the Book of Mormon, and so I was chosen for the second national tour. And so I was toured with them for 3 years. All the while I was writing. And that's actually prior to that in New York, I met my writing partner, Robin Schaefer. He's a composer, an incredible musician. And so me and him became very, very close, one of my best friends as well. And so during the time I was in Mormon, me and him were just talking about writing stuff, and we'd write. Then I left Mormon, came to Los Angeles, where I do a lot of TV and film stuff. So I've been on a bunch of different shows, Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Marlin and NCIS and a lot of stuff, and what is it, St. Denis General. So it's a whole bunch of stuff. But then after that, I really wanted, well, it's still going on, but I really want to diversify the things that I do. So I write a lot. So I write for Riot Games, League of Legends, their character Bard. I kind of created that guy that they have, but I also write for Magic the Gathering. I do their narrative lore, so I have about five different stories with them. And then, yeah, and then musicals have been just a dream of mine to be able to create. So There's three shows that we've written. We have Date Pop, which is like a K-pop thing that we're going to be doing. We have Mutt, of course, which is kind of our one that we're taking all the way. And we have another show called Big Dawn that we're doing. And I met Linda when I moved here. I was doing some top line writing for some songs with one of our mutual friends, and we got together, and then just was like, we just keep it going and going and going. But with that, yeah. So a lot of writing. I still sing and perform. I do regional theater around, so at like La Jolla Playhouse. I was in Squirrels. Did the Grinch at Old Globe. Is another thing. And so a lot of new works I do up in San Francisco every now and then, and still traveling and all that type of stuff. So yeah, theater, TV, film, all of the things writing, big stuff.
Yes. And Linda, you want to talk a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm an LA native, born and raised. I went to USC Film School and graduated. I have worked in all different facets of entertainment. My background is film and television. So I started in running film festivals and doing production operations, things like that. And then I actually transitioned to live events. So I started producing for sports at AEG, doing live tours with pro cycling, with basketball. I produce for the NBA. I do work with the Super Bowl, what have you. Then from sports, I transitioned to esports, so video game producing. And then from there, I just started doing a lot of live stuff. I work as an entertainment executive, so I run production operations and run teams. I run global events. And then when Marcus and I met, I'm always looking for side projects, passion projects. So I've always been like full-time job, side projects, day job, side hustles, freelance jobs. So I've always just been a hustler. And like theater has always been a passion of mine, live theater. And so when Marcus and I met and I saw his reading for one of the shows, and I was like, oh my gosh, how do I get involved? And then I guess the rest is history. So yeah, so I'm just kind of like I have many hats on top of here. Yeah, but it works for us because in a production like this for MUTT and everything else, you just have to be able to like roll up your sleeves and just get the job done. There is no like, oh, we have 2 months, we literally have 2 weeks. So all that like foundation and stuff that we have between the both of us, from our jobs and what have you in life, and it all comes together in a production like this. So I'm glad that you saw it and you enjoyed it, and it's a labor of love.
Yes, yes, yes. The title MUTT suggests themes of identity and belonging. I love how it plays out in the show. Um, your cast, like I said, the vocals, the choreography. I just can't wait to write about it. So I'm not going to keep you much longer. We are the Hollywood Times today. The Hollywood Times official is our YouTube channel. Please tell our audience, how can we find out more about MUTT? How can websites, social media tell us?
Yes, please go to our Instagram for one. We do a lot of posting there. So that's at the MUTT, MUTT musical. It's there. You can also go to www.themuttmusical.com and you can see all types of updates, learn about our past shows. We are going to be doing a lot of different diversification of this show and going into different areas that we're very excited. We're going to keep you staying tuned for that. But yeah, just go to those two and you can find out all the information that you need on there.
Beautiful. Thank you, Linda Joe. Thank you, Marcus Smith.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And please keep in touch and we will keep spreading the word. So you make sure you keep us in touch with you and this amazing performance. Tell your cast how much we loved it. Yeah. And thanks for all your time today.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a great rest of your Sunday. All right.
Have a great Sunday. Thank you.